Journalist and writer John Hunt, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you. On May 14th, there are presidential and parliamentary elections in Turkey. How do you evaluate the practice of the current Erdogan and AKP government?
Well, the government is seriously weakened at the moment after the earthquake disaster, which has left at least 50,000 people dead, probably many more than that. 1.5 million people left homeless after that disaster, which was a natural disaster accentuated by the visceral corruption of the regime, which has been exposed to everybody in Turkey and across the world. There shouldn't have been that many people died in the earthquake. There could have been better protection. There could have been earthquake proofing of construction like there is in Japan. But none of that happened, or very little of it happened in Turkey under Erdogan because of the corruption, because contracts were given to his cronies, the cronies of the AKP ruling party, um, and the buildings weren't fit for purpose, and they collapsed in their hundreds, in their thousands, when the earthquakes struck. So there's a strong possibility now that Erdogan and the AKP regime will be toppled after this election. Obviously, we can't count on that because it's not going to be a free and fair election. They'll do everything possible to hang on to power and to hang on to the wealth that brings for them.
Thank you. The second question was about that as well. Due to the risk of HDP being shut down, it enters the elections with a Green Left Party. So, in this situation, do you think that Turkey's 2023 elections will be held in a democratic environment while the AKP regime is running these elections as well?
No, I don't. I mean, I was in Turkey in 2015 for the June elections, where the HDP did very well, better than many people expected. 13% of the vote, 1 million non-Kurdish voters, and the AKP lost its majority. After that, Erdogan ended the peace process. He started a war on the Kurdish towns, with many Kurdish cities being flattened, and he started the process of mass arrests and persecution of the HDP. And in the November elections in 2015, there was an atmosphere of intimidation and fear. And I think there's all sorts of risks that lie ahead of us in the run up to this current election. They will do what they can to hold on to power, while attempting to have some kind of false image of democracy.
Thank you. How important is the success of the Green Left Party, which has the support of the HDP and the Kurdish people in Turkey and in Europe as well?
It's incredibly important uh, for the Kurds in Turkey and for all the peoples of Turkey and for peoples across the world. The HDP, as you say, is standing under the banner of the Green Left Party because it faces closure even during this election campaign because of the so-called Kobani trial that has been organised by Erdogan. It's the most persecuted party, certainly in Europe, the HDP. Thousands of its members are in jail. Dozens of elected MPs and councillors and mayors are in prison. If you become a representative of HDP, now standing under the banner of the Green Left Party, you don't do it like so many other politicians do, for perks and for privileges and for prestige, because you know you're going to be facing persecution. You may well be facing imprisonment. You do it because you're a person of principle, because it's a principle party that's committed to a renewal of the peace process in Turkey, a renewal of a peace process to resolve the Kurdish question, which has been the central problem in Turkey for the past century, is committed to equality, is committed to women's emancipation, is committed to a new constitution, a democratic constitution that will serve all the peoples of Turkey. So I believe, yes, we should fully 100% support the Green Left Party and the HDP. They have a vital role to play. And if the Erdogan regime can be brought down through this process, then that's brilliant. It creates an opening. It's, as somebody said, it's a step back from the fires of hell, but it doesn't take you to the gates of heaven because there's still a big job to be done. The main opposition bloc includes the EA party, which broke away from the MHP, which is a party of fascist origins, the CHP, the main party and the main opposition bloc, has voted for repression against the HDP in Parliament many times. It voted for the invasion of Afrin, so-called Operation Olive Branch, conducted by the regime, which led to the ethnic cleansing of the Kurds from Afrin in Rojava across the border in Syria. So the main opposition alliance can't be trusted, but certainly the ending of this regime would be a big step forward. It's an opening, and the people can mobilize and take courage from that. We should support every move, really, for the HDP to do well and for the end to the Erdogan regime.
Thank you. What is your message of support to HDP and the Green Left Party?
101% support to the Green Left
Yeah.
Party and the HDP. The HDP is my party. It should be the party of all trade unionists and progressives across Europe and across the world. It's in our interest to see the HDP and the Green Left Party do really well in this election and to play a central part in bringing this Erdogan authoritarian regime, drenched in blood, to an end, and to create the opportunity of democratic change in Turkey and a resolution of the Kurdish question, the release of all the political prisoners, including Selahattin Demirtas, Gülten Kuşanak, the first elected woman mayor of Diyarbakir, the release of Abdullah Öcalan, and a democratic peace process in Turkey will benefit everybody.
Journalist and writer John Hunt, thanks for joining us, and thank you for your valuable comments today.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.